everyone, and welcome to, I was going to say From the Heart Friday. It's actually YouTube Tuesday, and my days are a little bit scattered here, but it is YouTube Tuesday, session 115, and I'm Jessica Brigden of Just Be Creative Cardiology. Welcome. So glad to have you with me today, whatever day it is. All right, so today we are going to be featuring the Cottage Wreath bundle. All right, this is part of the Gingham Cottage collection in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. And so we'll be playing with the Cottage Wreath stamp set, as well as this amazing set of dies in here. There are a lot of different pieces to go with the different wreaths and all of the different elements here in this stamp set. And the reason I've chosen this stamp set, not only is there a touch of fall in the air, the temperature has dropped a little bit. It's been quite rainy here for September, and yeah, I think fall is coming. I mean, it'll officially be here on the 22nd, right? So just a couple more days. But it is also part of Stampin' Up's World Card Making Day, which is on October 1st. That is a free event that Stampin' Up is hosting. Hey, honey. My hubby's watching from the office. Hello. But yeah, so on October 1st, Stampin' Up is holding a free virtual event for everybody, customers, demonstrators, anybody who's curious. And they will be using three different stamp sets: the Cottage Wreath, the Abigail or the Cottage Rose bundle, and then a brand new bundle they're introducing called the Warm Welcome bundle. Now, I've played with Warm Welcome last week, and I've played with the Cottage Rose. That's in the annual catalog, so we've used that a few times over the course of the past few months. But this Gingham or Cottage Wreath, the Gingham Cottage Wreath, is something I haven't played with yet. So I've got some cute cards for you today. We're gonna go simple, and then we're gonna do stepped up a little bit. Hi, Kathy, welcome. So the nice thing too with these three bundles here that Stampin' Up is using for the World Card Making Day, if you order one or all of them, Stampin' Up is gifting you a free package of iridescent pearls with your order, which is cool. It's nice to get a free gift from Stampin' Up just for placing an order there. That is for the month of September. Okay, so I do have my September host code still up. We do still have about, what, 8, 9, 10 days left of September. Oh my goodness. Hi, Terry. Yes, good afternoon. I forgot it was Tuesday as well. Not that I forgot I was doing my video, but I started my video saying, welcome to From the Heart Friday. So if anybody's confused, let's just get to do some crafting here and it'll work itself out. All right, let me flip the camera here. All right, not sure why I'm feeling so scattered here at the moment. I've had my projects prepped and things are good. All right, so like I said, featuring the different bundles that are part of Stampin' Up's free World Card Making Day virtual event on Saturday, October 1st. Okay, so we're going to use Cottage Wreath today. You can get a free set of iridescent pearls by ordering any of these bundles through the end of September here. And my September Coast code is BJS3EWXG. Okay, so the bundle we're going to use today, this Cottage Wreath, is from the mini catalog, pages 58 and 59. You can see the whole collection here. All right, so we're going to start out pretty simple because I know this is one of those sets. It's kind of a builder set, a lot of different elements in it, and it can be a little overwhelming when you look at all of those pieces, kind of like the Waterfall Canyon set that I featured yesterday in my Trip Achievers blog hop video. And there's a lot of pieces. And so what I thought I'd do is we'll just start out. We're going to make just a really simple card to start with, just to see how this wreath set works. And then we'll start pulling in some of the other elements here. So to start with, we're going to use a half sheet of crumb cake cardstock. All right, 5.5 by 8.5. So you could use whatever light colored neutral that you have here. But since I'm going a little bit fall with this, I like crumb cake as my neutral. And then I'm going to pull in one of my favorite fall Stampin' Up! Colors. This is Cajun Craze, and I've cut this just 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 here. And we're going to mount that right on top. All right, so far so good. Okay, so for the next piece, I have done a layer. Again, I went 1/4 inch smaller, so 3 3/4 by 5 of the basic white. I did want to add just a little something to it, so I've pulled in the Stitched with Whimsy dies. These are all the, they create the little like squiggles, the stitching on your card. So this is the second size there, which is great for your layer. And what these dies do, they do not cut out, so they will not trim a squiggle around your cardstock, but they will make an impression. Okay, so they leave that stitched effect on there, which just adds a little something something. And so we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our card base as well. So like I said, this was 1/4 inch smaller, so 3 3/4 by 5. So we have a nice neutral card base to get us started. Crumb cake, Cajun Craze, and some basic white. Okay, so I'm thinking I'd like to do this little wreath of kind of leaves and sprigs there. So I've got my, let me see, I did have the stamp pulled out somewhere. Okay, let's see. I have to remember where I put it. I've got all my blocks out here. Okay, so we're going to use some crumb cake ink to stamp our wreath. I should probably make sure I clean that because I had stamped this previously with some mint macaron ink for a project that we're going to do here in just a few minutes. And I can see I have some green ink residue on my stamp, and I want to make sure I fix that. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Karen. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for jumping in. I don't know about you, but I know Terry and I are thinking, what day is it today? Oh, my goodness. All right, so we're going to just stamp our wreath directly onto our card front there. Now, this is the, oh my goodness, what do I want to call it? Where they have, yes, distinctive here. All right, so that's why you have kind of the light and dark shading in the stamp. That is one of Stampin' Up's patented designs here, this distinctive. It's a photography technique that they have used to develop their stamps, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we've got our crumb cake stamp there. That's pretty clean and simple. And then how about we put a little Cajun Craze bow on here. Again, I'm going to use the stamped bow. And just keeping this clean and simple. Okay, I've got our little bow. And then I think I'll use the Cajun Craze again, and we'll stamp our sentiment. So how about we come in with, what would you like to stamp on here? We've got hello, we've got grateful. We have some people just make life better. Let's see here. How about I go with grateful on this one? Okay, and then we are going to just stamp this down here in the corner. Voila. Super duper simple. If you want to add just a little something else, like I said, you could leave off the stitching. That would make it very simple, but we added just a little bit of that Stitch with Whimsy around the edges, and you could pull in your iridescent pearls that you would get free from Stampin' Up, and we could add just a couple of, let's use the mini ones here. we could add just a couple of little pearls kind of periodically around the circumference here of our circle. I think I'm kind of spacing them appropriately. There we go. We'll do one more. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, just a little bling. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I'll show it to you a little bit better. Just adds a little texture, a little extra something on there to ultimately a very, very simple card. So even though you see a lot of elements here in the stamp set and the dies, you can keep it very, very simple. Yes, Karen mentioned that the of the 3 bundles that are part of the World Card Making Day, Cottage Rose has been so popular that the dies are currently unavailable. So unfortunately, you can no longer get the Cottage Rose bundle, and that will not be restocked. I looked on the demo site. The expected restock date of that is October 23rd. So unfortunately, if you waited here till the last minute, you're not going to be able to get Cottage Rose in time for the World Card Making Day event. However, the Cottage Wreath that we're using today, as well as Warm Welcome, those are still available. All right, so good. Glad you guys are loving the simplicity of this. Sometimes just simple is, sometimes less is more, right? Hi, Alicia. Ooh, it's cloudy and 40 degrees in Alaska. Are you guys getting a storm up there? My husband was showing me the weather radar, and it looked like there was a storm of some kind coming up that northern coast. Yeah, but we've had a lot of rain here. Sun is finally starting to peek out for the afternoon, so hopefully things will clear up and I can get a walk in later this evening when David gets home. Hi, Wendy. Thank you. She says, congratulations on the trip. Yes, I am so excited, and thank you all again. Those of you who support me here on the channel, especially those who are placing orders with me, because your orders definitely contribute towards me earning the trip, and to my Creative Cardiology team as well. Thank you all so, so much. David and I are super excited to have earned the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Norway, and we'll be taking that trip next May 2023. Yeah, which is really exciting. Meanwhile, the Stampin' Up! Year restarts on October 1st, and we'll start the earning period for the 2024 trip, which will be to an all-inclusive resort in Xcaret, Mexico, which would be pretty amazing. Always working towards something. That's right. Aw. Yes, Norway. You know, Norway wasn't really previously on my bucket list. Iceland has been on my bucket list, but Norway is, you know, it's pretty close to Iceland. I think the weather and the landscape is going to be pretty cool. And the nice thing about cruising to Norway is that we're actually able to go up into the fjords, so up kind of inland into those mountainous terrain where the waterfalls come down into the valleys, and I think really that's the only way you can see that is by boat. So I think that'll be really, really cool. Oh, Karen says she's of Norwegian ancestry. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, Dave. Well, I don't know about David. You know, us Americans, for the most part, we're kind of a mutt mix, I guess you could say, a little blend of everything. I do know that I've had relatives that have searched my family history on both my mother and father's side, and we're of English, Scottish descent. So it will be kind of neat to actually fly to England. We're going to be flying into London, and then the ship will sail out of Southampton. So I'm hoping, if I can figure things out, that maybe we can do some sightseeing around England and Scotland while we're there. But I don't know, I might have to take 2 trips, right? Oh, goodness. Oh, Wendy's sister just came back from a Norwegian cruise and said the waterfalls were spectacular. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Oh, Alicia says that yes, there is a storm on the coast up in Alaska where she is, but not too close to her. Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad to hear your family is safe, Alicia. Boy, weird weather everywhere. We were just up in Maine, I guess what, a week and a half ago, and there's actually a storm coming up the eastern coast now. So I'm glad we had great weather for our trip, but I think there might be some bad weather coming for those who are up there now. Oh my goodness. All right, so just reading through your comments. You guys saw me fold here a sheet of pumpkin pie. So we're using all the fall colors today. So instead of doing the 5.5 by 8.5 half sheet, this time I did a portrait style 4.25 by 11 half sheet and folded that at the 5.25 mark. All right, you can see I've got some pieces die cut here. What I'm planning to do here is I've cut a strip of the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper in pumpkin pie. The backside is black and pumpkin. I think that's a little too bold for me. I'm going to go with this tone-on-tone pumpkin pie. And this is a 1 inch by 5.5 inch strip. And we're just going to apply a little adhesive to this and glue this directly onto the left front of our card. So right up there to the crease, all the way down to the edge. Okay, just glued that right flat onto our card base. Oh, Karen, I'm glad you're enjoying these color choices. Yes, I think now that the temperature is dropping a little bit, we deflated and started letting the water out of our pool this weekend, so it's official, no more swimming. And I think I'm kind of settling into the fact that fall is coming and the apple season and pumpkin season, and yep, at this point, I guess I'm gonna just embrace it. It's inevitable, right? Okay, so for the next portion here, I've cut a piece of basic white, and this is gonna go on the other portion of the card front. This is 3.25 by 5.5, but I'm not gonna, so it's just going to overlap slightly. And what I'm gonna do when I'm ready to glue it down, we're gonna put dimensionals on this just to pop it up a little bit more. But what we're gonna do is take this new Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder, and I'm gonna have to show you this in the mini catalog because this is one of those hidden items that if you weren't looking for it, you probably missed it. So this is on page 53. So just a couple pages back. Gingham Cottage is on 58. You go back just a couple of pages to some of these other fall sets. Right up here at the top of the page, hidden in the background, is the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. And you can't really see. You can, if you look closely, you can tell it's used here on the pumpkin pie background of this card, as well as the petal pink background here of the pheasant. But otherwise, it's pretty hidden in there. So I wanted to show that to you today because it's actually a really pretty folder. It's a large folder, and as you can see, the leaves come all the way, they kind of cascade down to the left. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of basic white, and we're going to stick this in here, and I want it to cover a large portion of this white piece just to add a little texture. Hi, Polly. Glad you could join me. We made one simple card, and we're starting on a second one here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm sticking this in here towards the left of the folder, just about to the fold line there, so that a good majority of this white piece is going to be textured with the leaves. And I'm going to leave this little bottom corner smooth so that I have a place to stamp my sentiment here. Okay, so this is a 3D folder. So what you would do is you would take your base. All right, so on your full size on your cut and emboss machine, it's going to be your base without the tab or anything, just a base, and then your folder with the paper, and then it's going to be gray plate, which is number 3. It's the specialty plate. Okay, so just your base, your folder with the paper, and then your gray specialty plate on there. And when we run that through, and then I did speed it up here just a little bit. Check out the texture on that. Isn't that cool? This is really, really pretty. We're definitely going to be using this folder on many additional projects here in the coming weeks. But I thought that was really pretty to just add a little bit of texture here to our card. And before I go ahead and pop this on with dimensionals, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I think we'll use well, you know, I'm going to use the Grateful again. I had that inked right here. I'm going to stamp that in some pumpkin pie ink. Again, I'm going to do that down here in the bottom corner where I have a little space that's smooth. Okay, so we're going to go just down here towards the bottom right. All right, nice, in that smooth space. And then we're going to take this whole panel and we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. And let's put a couple here down the center. All right, I really, really love this embossing folder. Again, I don't know why they hide them on the pages like that, making them hard to see, but this is definitely one that is really, really cool. So again, we're going to just pop that up. That gives it just a little shadow. It breaks it up just a little bit from our pumpkin pie gingham paper there. And that's actually really pretty, just like that. that actually could be a pretty cool card as it is. Oh, Alicia said her friend got that folder and she was able to use it last weekend. She blended some pumpkin pie and old olive on it. Yes, we're going to do that in the future. So what Alicia is talking about is you can actually take your blends or your daubers and color the raised portion of these embossed leaves, which is really cool. Great idea. Love that. So yeah, I love it. You could leave it like that. But since we're doing wreaths here, what I wanted to show you is, I think this one, I'm going to bring in those, not the leaves, but the sticks, the twigs, twig part here. And what you need is a scrap. So like a 3-inch scrap here of basic white will work. All right, you're going to stamp your twigs on here. Okay. And then, so I did that in early espresso. All right, and then we'll come in with our dies. So a little trick is, you might notice inside the folder or the case here, Stampin' Up! Has these little arrows by your stamps. So technically when you, let me ink or clean this and I can put it back in the case here so I can show you, is that when you peel your stamp off and when you line it up just so, it tells you which the top, and then you've got a little arrow. Can you guys see that? A little arrow on your die set as well. So of course this means you flip that over, you flip this over, and then just about, did I do it right? Arrow, yes. All right. It's supposed to line up. It's supposed to be a trick there to help you line it up. All right. But the other way to do it, which is what I've been doing, is you kind of run it around here. There we go. Until you see all of your, can you see that? I've got it on the edge of the camera there. I'm sorry. Okay. So that is supposed to, if you have it aligned properly, it's supposed to help you line up your placement so you can find that. Okay, so we run that through our cotton emboss machine and we get a cute little, yeah, Alicia, I think I did turn the stamp, must be. Oh, Janelle says she has the embossing folder, yet hasn't used it. Yes, so you'll definitely need to pull it out because this is a fun project here. So I've got this white on white. I'm kind of thinking maybe we need, I was a little torn and I feel like maybe we should add just a little color to it. So I'm gonna bring in a scrap here. I thought I had a dauber with some kind of crumb cake on it, but I'm not seeing it here. So I'm gonna use my blending brush with a little bit of crumb cake ink. And I'm gonna just come in lightly and add just a little bit of color, just so it's not quite so stark white. And go over my wreath here. Okay. Get some of the inside. Okay. So I kind of like that. So I've got a little, it's not totally even. I've got some lighter, some darker spots. I like that effect actually. Because I had done, I actually did cut one out on crumb cake. But I don't know. I think I kind of like this better. But that's how it was. So this was blended with a little crumb cake, and that's just stamped on crumb cake. But what we're going to do then, we've got our wreath. So we'll go ahead and add a couple of dimensions. So this is a dimensional friendly project here. Love our dimensionals. Okay. I used full size. You could definitely use the minis on this one. This just happens to be what I grabbed here at the moment. So we'll put our wreath here in the middle. I think we're about center. Okay. So then I went ahead and die cut from, like I said, there's a lot of dies in here. So we've got the sprig die that we just, or twig die that we just used for that wreath. All right, you got lots of little leaves and things like that. And then you have the bow that would die cut the one that's stamped, but then you also have just like a standalone bow as it is. And so that's what I've used here. That adds a nice little texture to it. So I die cut that in pumpkin pie. And then what I'm going to do is, you actually, some of these are duplicates. So this little 3-leaf die, you've got 1, 2. Okay, so we've got 2 3-leaf sprigs, which is kind of nice that you can die cut multiples of these little leaves all at one time. So what we're going to do, it's nice, they're all in one little stamp, all connected, so you don't have to lose the little pieces. And we're going to stamp these, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of do a arrangement of fall colors. So we're going to do some green old olive here. These are the leaves that haven't quite turned yet. And then we'll do some, I'm going to clean this in between, so bear with me here. Okay, so we've got old olive, then we're going to go with some crushed curry. So you can tell these colors are all from the Regals collection. Okay, and then let's do some pumpkin pie as well, since that's kind of the color of our card here. So we're going to stamp these next to them. Of course, you can mix and match as many colors as you want. And then the nice thing is we can take these, line them up even on our little mini machine here. Okay, and the great part with this is that you can die cut all 3 pieces, all 3 little leaves. So I'm going to skip the one in the middle, but I can die cut 6 leaves at one time and then come back through for the crushed curry there. So we're going to do all that, and then when I do that, I end up with all these cute little, I have a whole little pile of leaves here, and actually it's probably good that they're upside down because I'm going to put little, we're going to put glue dots on these. I think that'll be the easiest way to adhere them. And I thought it would be kind of fun that amongst our our sprigs here, we would just kind of randomly adhere some little leaves. Oops, that one stuck to my fingernail. So I'm just going to randomly come in here at different angles. So just keep moving down your roll here. As we go. And that's okay if you've got a gap, because that's where our bow will, here I can, we can help visualize that. So I'm going to put a mini on either side of our bow here, and then actually a little bit of this fun twine as well. What are we calling this? Threaded twine. Okay, that's easy enough. Has a bit of a rustic look to go with our fall, and so it's essentially a jute twine. Okay, but it's got some silver, like little silver thread woven through it. All right, there's my, and so I thought we'd just take oh, what is that, like 2.5, 3 inch piece here, a little bit wider than our bow itself. I'm gonna put this on, find about the center here. Okay, I'm gonna find that and stick that down. Then I can put my bow right on top. All right, so that way it's okay that I've kind of got a gap where my little leaves would be here. That's just kind of fun to add some little color on there. Do I need an extra? I think I kind of like that as it is. All right, and then we can take this twine, and I love to do that. Just pull the threads apart a little bit. How cool is that? All right, do the same on this side. Just pull the threads apart. Super cute. What do you guys think? So fun there. So we've made, this one's a little bit more rustic, but I love having the leaf embossed background on there. Definitely a solid room for our sentiment. And then we've used the die cut bow and added some fun little leaves to our project as well. So kind of a fun fall card there. All right, so we've got a couple. Isn't that pretty? I love pulling the threads apart. This is really kind of neat. I like this twine. But again, you can see little goes a long ways there. Especially if you're just using a little sprig here and there. Okay, so That was simple, simple. And I actually have a third card for you today because I was originally going to do 2 of the die cut ones. Then I thought, well, I should show you guys what it looks like just simple stamped as well. All right. Ooh, I'm loving the hearts. And yes, that reminds me. In addition to your comments, definitely make sure, give me that thumbs up. Send the love, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing definitely helps my channel. It helps YouTube know that people like my content, and it doesn't cost anything to like or to subscribe to my channel. And it just what it does is it then tells YouTube, yeah, this is good stuff, and they'll start showing it to more people as well. So that's kind of a nice way that you can help with that. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to use some of the different elements on here. So this time we're going with mint macaron, kind of a interesting fall combo, which is why I've kind of got my Calypso coral shirt out here. Fun combination that I've pulled from the Gingham Cottage paper pack. But this one is 5.5 by 8.5, half sheet of mint macaron for our card base. I'm going to turn this one landscape and do something just a little bit different. This time we're going to glue our basic white down first. This is 4 by 5.25. It looks like I got a finger smudge on there, so that's good. We'll put this side down and then nobody will notice. All right, and then we're going to pull in the Calypso coral. So this is a 3" by 5.25. So this piece, these are going to go horizontally across, and then I've cut, this is actually, you can tell this is the Calypso versus the pumpkin. There's a little more pink here. All right, and then I cut this at 2 3/4 by 5, so it'll nest right inside there. So far this is pretty simple too, just adding a couple extra layers. Okay, so let's make it kind of even white space on the top and bottom. And then we'll put that right in the middle. Okay, so that's going to make the background for our wreath. We still have room down here at the bottom for our sentiment, so why don't I do that first before I forget. I've got the little hello that we'll stamp down there. And let's do that in, I was going to do it in mint. I think I want to do it in Calypso coral instead. Yeah, so we'll do Calypso coral for that. Let me move the mint ink pad here first. All right, so a little hello down on the bottom. Super cute. All right, so now we've got our mint ink pad. We're going to pull in, again, about a 3" piece of basic white for our leaves. We're going to use the leaf wreath. Say that a few times. Okay, so our leaf wreath here. All right, really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna move everything out of the way. Similar thing here. If you line it up properly, then you do have an arrow on the die. All right, and yeah, oh hey, look at that, I did that one right. So it top and top. Whew, look at that, perfect. All right, so, and the nice thing is these will work with your mini machine too. Okay, they're sized so that all the dies will fit through the mini machine. So we snap, crackle, pop that, and we get this pretty little mint macaron wreath. Now the other little element in here, you actually have, I'm going to use some mint macaron. We have 3 little leaf sprigs. So I love it when they give you multiples of some of these little dies so that you can run multiples through at a time. Okay, I love that when these little things, then that saves you time running through, and then we pop those out and we get these pretty little wreaths or leaves. Aren't they cute? Okay, I gotta set that down so I don't spill it. And then I die cut another little bow with some Calypso coral. So what we'll do here, I was liking, let's see, we'll do the dimensionals minis on our wreath. Okay, let's get those on here first so we know where we want to kind of put things. And I want to, all right, I think I'm going to center this. Okay, we'll go with 3 for this one. All right, let's see how we want to do it, right smack in the middle there. Okay, I like that. Maybe we'll actually go center with our bow here. Again, I love this little twine, so let's take another little sprig of that, just a little hunk, and we'll put that on. Let's see. Okay, so if I'm going to do this in the center, then I want to take a couple of these little sprigs. Let's put those on first. We're going to glue dot these. So if you put your glue dot down towards the base of your twig or little branch. Okay, come on. It's sticking to my finger here. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to have one coming up towards the left, and then we'll have one coming out towards the right. Then we'll take right in the center of our twine, put that in the middle. Okay. Then we'll put on our bow. Okay, there's an order to this. All right, then we put on our bow. Let's see here. We'll go right on top. So we have one little leaf left over, but that's okay. We'll save that for another project. I like pulling this apart again because that's just fun to do. Okay, super cute. I suppose if you wanted to, you could put the extra little leaf down there. I don't know, I think that's a little much. I think I like it better with it off. And then, do you guys think we need bling on here? Because if we do, we could use our iridescent pearls. Those are classic. Or I was thinking these the fine sparkle gems here. The part that you can't see actually has some Calypso coral gems on them, which might be kind of cute. We could add a couple little berries on there, or just a couple little extra elements here or there. We could put one down here and then kind of do something like this. Just a little trio around the card. A lot of different options there, but it gives you some variety and ways to use it. Of course, it's the same stamp, but we got a much different look with it here. And then you've got your twig wreath as well. So it definitely has more of a fall feel towards it. But again, they weren't complicated, all right? When you look at the stamp set and the dies, and you see that many stamps and that many pieces, it can be overwhelming. But then pare it down. Keep your cards simple, all right? Your card bases simple. And then we just start adding on some of the little die cut elements. So it doesn't have to be super complicated or busy. You can go very, very simple and add just a few little embellishments. You could step it up and you can kind of go down the middle. So different ways to use this. Again, this was the Cottage Wreath bundle. All right, that's part of the Gingham Cottage collection. A fun set, and this one is nice because it's multi-season. It's simply a wreath, and the sentiments can go all year round. You do have some little acorns in there. You've got some spruce branches and some holly. Again, little flowers or berries. You do have some other little elements in here too. You've got some additional fall, more detailed leaves. You've got a little acorn leaf. So lots of options. And again, the reason there's so many, actually there was 4 of these leaves. I didn't realize that. I thought there was 3. The reason there's so many is that a lot of the leaves are just duplicates to make your die cutting easier. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know we don't usually do 3 projects, so the video's a little bit longer, but I thought you would enjoy seeing simple and then stepped up ways to do this as well. Oh, thank you, Wendy, for leaving me a review. Love that. All good, you promise? All right. Oh, yes. Wendy mentions if you were doing kind of a more of a winter holiday card, you could do the like red rhinestones, the holly berries. Yes, Alicia seconds that idea. Lots of options here for whatever season you choose to use it, and or even keep it neutral. I've got some ideas in my back pocket from previous wreath projects that I've done that I'll be sharing with you here within the coming weeks that I think you'll enjoy. And again, if you like the video, don't forget thumbs up, share, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to stamping with you again on Friday. This is a bonus week. So I had my Trip Achievers blog hop yesterday. So you had the bonus video there. And then my Creative Cardiology Team blog hop is coming up this Thursday. And so I have another apple harvest project for you. This is a second take on the chalkboard technique, something a little bit different. But they'll give you another idea, another way to do that technique. So be sure to check back here for the bonus video that will be posted Thursday morning. And then we've got From the Heart Friday on Friday, even though I got a little ahead of myself this week. All right, so lots of creative projects coming your way. Thank you all so much, and I'll stamp with you soon. All righty, take care. Bye-bye.